The state of Florida is taking a closer look at petitions that put an amendment to enshrine abortion access on the ballot in November.
According to an email state officials sent to the Supervisor of Elections office in Hillsborough County, they want to take a look at petitions from people they say are known or suspected, quote, fraudsters.
WESH 2's Haley Krumblehome spoke with an elections attorney about what impact this could have on the ballot measure.
The Supervisor of Elections offices for Hillsborough and Orange counties confirmed to WESH 2 they were contacted by the state asking to review petitions for Amendment 4, which would enshrine abortion access in the state constitution. In Orange County, the office said someone from the Department of State came last week wanting to review 11,000 petitions, but didn't explain what they were looking for. In Hillsborough County, the Supervisor of Elections office shared this email from the state and said they asked to review more than 6,900 petitions. The email appears to come from Brad McVeigh, who Florida salary records show works for the Department of State. It says in part, I am requesting your county pull for our review the verified petitions associated with each of the circulators listed in the attachments. Most of the circulators listed represent known or suspected fraudsters. Several others have very concerning invalidity rates. We would like to review the petitions that were verified as valid submitted by these individuals.
It is an unusual thing.
Nick Shanine is an elections attorney who previously served as general counsel for the Orange County Supervisor of Elections and still does some work for them as needed. He says when supervisors of elections receive petitions for an amendment, they have to verify multiple things on the petition. Things like
that the form contains the original signature of the purported elector,
and
the signature was on a proper form that was legally distributed by a petition circulator.
Based on the email to Hillsborough County, the petition circulators may be who the state is concerned about. We reached out to multiple people from the state for comment, but did not receive a response by News Time. Shanine says reviewing the petitions is well within the state's rights under Florida law, and supervisors of elections must keep the petitions for a while.
They are required to hold on to these petitions for a year, and that's part of the reason why, is that if there is something that the state needs to review, that they have the opportunity to do so.
But he says state law also has a deadline for when a challenge can be made to certification of petitions that ultimately allows them to go on the ballot.
That date came and went months ago.
So with the state taking a closer look at petitions now,
do you think it could impact Amendment 4 being on the ballot in November?
It is my legal belief that the answer to that is no, based upon the plain language of the statute.
In Orange County, Haley Krumblehome, WESH 2 News.
We reached out to the organizers that got Amendment 4 on the ballot. They say any efforts to undermine the validity of these petitions is political interference. You can read their full statement on WESH.com.